how to smile.
And that's another thing. You can lighten up a bit yourself. This severe routine is getting old, okay? I mean, you're acting like such a geek. Smile once in a while.
Smile?
Yeah, you know, smile. Watch. Hi, nice place you got here. How's business?
Give me a break.
Okay, bad example. See that guy over there? That's a smile. That's good. Maybe you could practice in front of a mirror or something.
I remember when we screened it for the first time with the smile in a movie, everyone was howling, looking at me there, and I looked basically like a horse that was trying to smile.
I mean, we were dancing on a fine line. If we go too far, make the Terminator kind of a clown figure, it doesn't really work. We always had to reinforce the image of him as this very stoic, invulnerable, kind of humorless character, and not make any of his humor self-conscious, more just sort of our reaction to him trying to do certain things. There was a critical slump in the middle of the film that had to be shortened, and the chip removal and the smile scene and a couple of those other little snippets all fall into that part of the film. And the gulf between when they escape from the mental hospital and when Sarah makes her decision to go back to the city, put herself back in harm's way to try to alter the course of history, is, in a sense, an undefined or a dead period from a narrative standpoint. When I started to see the film that way, I realized that anything in there should be the biggest target area to shorten the film.
Another cut scene gave more insight into the character of Miles Dyson, the brilliant computer scientist whose pioneering work made him the target of a Sarah Connor turned Terminator.
Dyson is involved in sort of the scientific discovery of this neural net processor without allowing himself to think about the implications of such a design.
Imagine a jet airliner with a pilot that never gets tired, never makes mistakes, never shows up to work with a hangover. Meet the pilot.
It was nice to see Dyson in his environment as a family man, as a guy who's a little bit obsessed with his work, who sees all the good possibilities in what he's creating. He's not creating a weapon. He's not creating something that could destroy the world in his mind.
In the original Terminator, Sarah was sort of a victim in that things began to happen to her and she didn't quite know why. And it wasn't until, I guess, halfway in the middle of the movie she finds out that her son will be involved in these future wars. And in some way, Miles is the same thing. Suddenly there's this woman outside his window who's trying to kill him and he doesn't know why. And then, of course, he's told about the future.
I feel like I'm going to throw up.
In the methodical trimming and cutting down of scenes, not even moments featuring key special effects were spared.
You also get a little bit more of that synth stuff as he starts to glitch everything he touches. That means if he can't control what's happening to him, that he's starting to lose it. I mean, I tried to play that the way I thought it should be played. I really didn't want him like starting to lose it. I imagine Jim would have said, I need more than just looks, but I thought looks were the best thing to do.
I just thought that was one of the most cool scenes in the movie when his feet are going into the grate and you can see that he's breaking down. He has some problems now.
The glitching was meant to give some tiny ray of hope that it was possible to destroy this thing. It was possible to affect it in some way. They freeze it, they shatter it, and it reforms and comes after them again, but he's not working quite as well as he used to. I went for the linear thrust and took it out as a kind of embellishment that we didn't really need at that point.
One other embellishment that was cut from the film was an entirely different ending. Here is the original scripted ending of Terminator 2.
The future coda was really meant to be a kind of a bookend scene to the opening scene where we see the playground in the future. Is it 2029, and it's blasted and completely destroyed, and then we see the same playground, same year, same date, and it's fine.
There was no judgment day.
So it worked. The idea that you can change the future, we get to see that, yes, that happened. But there was a sense that why tie it up with a bow? If the future is changeable, then the battle is something which has to be fought continuously, and you can't do it with a single stroke. That it's the dualism, the dynamic between good and evil that is eternal.
That was 30 years ago. But the dark future, which never came, still exists for me. And it always will, like the traces of a dream.
Cut sequences like these rarely see the light of day, but exploring these scenes presents an extended view of the director's vision.
There's a group of people that are interested in seeing what those scenes were and what some of the extended canvas might have been coming from those same actors, those same characters. So we have all those pieces lying around. Why not reinstate them and create a version of the film that can exist in a different format, which is, say, the Laserdisc format or the video format. But it's there as a kind of a historical reference.
Aren't we changing things? I mean, right now, changing the way it goes.
That's right.
We're actually doing what the characters in Terminator 1 and 2 are doing, which is that we're slightly altering the pathway of time itself. The special editions, you know, in this age of interactivity, give you a choice between seeing the film as it was in a theater and seeing essentially the finished version of the initial conception, giving you a look behind the curtain on the creative process that got us to the version of the film that we released. And by putting everything back in, you see the ideas that were being explored. And in a sense, I think it's a good lesson for people who are interested in film to see what is necessary and what is not. Tell a story.
The unknown future rolls toward us. I face it for the first time with a sense of hope. Because if a machine, a Terminator, can learn the value of human life, maybe we can too.